Hello, hello, hello. This seems to be... Oh, press something there. This seems to be what we're coming back to every day these days. So, here we are. Back to AEW. Fight for the Fallen. I've been enjoying these saves, or this save, recently. So I'm happy to go back to it. Happy to have everything that's going on. So we have Fight for the Fallen tonight. I have thought I'd like to get Eddie Kingston if possible. Handshake per show. 2 years should do for now. Where's Drulak? Oh, Drulak's still in the Fed. So there is one thing I want to do. So we're not doing a show and then simming away all the way. I'd like to, at least in between, do maybe a 2-night or a 1-night kind of show in New Japan. So if we can talent trade with New Japan. Who do we want? Obviously, if we can get Okada, we'd like Okada. Why is he currently away? Recent news? Injured. That makes sense. Severe concussion. Alright. Who else can we get? We've got a Bushi. I'm suddenly blanking on every single member of the New Japan roster. Will Ospreay might be a good one. Will not be open. Who would you be open to? Chris Jericho? Yeah? 2 appearances? But we could probably get Chris Jericho for someone a whole lot bigger. Well, Chris Jericho for NATO, why not? He's injured, alright. Swollen calf will be out till Friday. Alright, nice. And got into a political rant. Fair. Who, if we check New Japan. Can't check New Japan. Tai Chi, sure. I don't necessarily... Oh, Shibata would be a good one. Is Shibata still injured at this point? He's retired at this point. Talk to worker. Liger. Tanahashi? Why not? Is Chris Jericho just not big enough? Well, why not? There we go. Don't think it's a good enough deal. With 10,000, what? 5,000? Alright, 9, 8, 9 grand. And Chris Jericho for Tanahashi, 2 appearances. Proposed deal. Nice. Who else do we want? We could take Will Ospreay. 2 appearances. Let's see who we have that they'd be interested in. Morishima? Yeah? Yeah? Fine with me. Talent trades, once again, New Japan. Is there anyone we want? Yota Tsuji, I do like Tsuji. Or ZSJ would also be a good one. Why not? It's fine. Chavo. Right, why would you not be interested in Cody? Much less known. Excuse me. Wouldn't even take him for Cody for 2 appearances and £1 million. No cash incentive. Is there anyone you want? We have Kenny Omega. You're probably going to want Omega. Yeah. Kenny Omega. Who else? You don't want Matt or Nick Jackson. No one. Okay. Is there anyone we want more? Ishii could be good. I feel like Where's Hiroshi Tanahashi? Did we get Tanahashi? Did we get Hiromu? Is Hiromu injured? Who is their biggest star? David Finlay, Alex Coughlin, Jay White. Jay White for Kenny Omega? Yeah, proposed deal. 2 appearances, that's fine. And then alliances. Let's check New Japan. Proposed alliance loan. I would like... can I get Hiromu? This probably would have been a whole lot easier. Proposed loan. Nice. And... is this the point where Jushin's... retired? It is not. Proposed loan. Nice. So if we check events and TV, availability. No, no one. So that's there. Maybe, I don't know. Saturday the 3rd and Sunday the 4th. Add new event. So, well, we're 13th of July, so Saturday the 3rd of August. AEW X New Japan. Fight Forever. Like 1. And then we could do yeah. What's the average length of our stuff? How long is this? We do 2 hours. And AEW. If I just do fight. Fight wave kind of works, the picture. There you go, Fight Forever. Ah, it doesn't matter, we'll just have AEW. Fight Forever, 2 years. That's fine. Save and continue. And if we do the Sunday, night 2. Nice. How long is Fight for the Fallen? 3 hours. We can make these 2.5. Nice. 3rd and 4th of August. I suppose once it gets nearer to them, we can kind of see what availability is like. But for now, let's move on to Fight for the Fallen. See what we can get away with here. So straight away on the pre-show, we have Sonny Kiss defeating Peter Avalon. Where was... excuse me. Jacksonville, Florida. So we can just kind of remain here. Best option. Broadcasters. Let's use Fight TV. Use selection. Booking team meeting. Don't really need anything. Locker room incidents. DDP ran some drills. Cody ran some drills. Rick Knox was fun to be around. Chelsea Green and Sadie Gibbs had to be separated. That's the worst of it. I'll take that. So on the pre-show, Sonny Kiss defeated Peter Avalon. Do we have Sonny Kiss now? Once again, there we go. Face, taking on heel, men's, unimportant. Peter Avalon, happy to do that match. Happy to get Peter Avalon on the show and Sonny Kiss on the show. Sonny Kiss goes over, job's a good one. Sonny Kiss cracking their knuckles, fair. Pre-show, nice. And then a 2v2. We have B Priestley, who we don't have, and Shoko Nakajima. Yep. Heel, that's fine. So I guess is Baby Allison a heel? Happy to have Baby Allison. What is Baby Allison like? Baby Allison. Oh, she's definitely a wrestler. I am getting lots of photos of like babies that are born called Allison. Baby Allison cage match. Alright, average enough reviews. The Witch Bitch of Wrestling is a pretty recognisable name in Germany, where she spent most of her career. A reliable, if not outstanding, high flyer. Compared to the other women she usually wrestles, she's not at their skill level, but she's not as bad as others either. What's her general... when was her last match? Last year. So literally this, like, yesterday, last year. I hope they're okay. They're still... when was their last start? I can't check Instagram post. Gotta check when their last Instagram post was. Oh no, they seem to be still wrestling in 2025. Korea. Yeah, sorry, I got confused what year it is. Their last match was literally yesterday. That's fine. Baby Allison and Shoko Nakajika against Britt Baker and Riho, which is a mental team. I don't know if Britt Baker's generally a face. Britt debuted, she has, hasn't she? She could be a heel, why not? This match lasted 15 minutes. I'll stick Baby Allison over, if no one minds. Nice. That can go on the pre-show. And then straight into the actual match. Sorry, for whatever reason I seem to be losing my voice today. Angle, AEW Fight for the Fallen, opening. Just a 3-minute hype pre-taped video. Let's get all the major guys in. Cody. Bailey we haven't debuted yet, but we can advertise them. Nice. So Jim Ross welcomes us to the show. The announced team is GR, Excalibur and Alex Marvez. The introductions took place for the opening match with MJF, Sammy Guevara, Shawn Spears. Shawn's got a The Chairman shirt since last attack. The babyface team was made up of Darby, Jimmy Havoc and Joey Janela. So we have MJF, Sammy Guevara and Shawn Spears against Darby, Jimmy and Joey. So I'm happy to do MJF, Shawn Spears and Sammy against faces. We have Darby Allin. I am also happy to do Joey Janela, who I guess is a heel. That's fine, we only have a loose face heel. MJF, Darby, and Shawn against Joey, Darby, and let's do Jimmy Jacobs instead of Jimmy Havoc. MJF, Sammy. Nice. Janela grabbed Guevara on the top rope and gave him a Death Valley driver onto the ring apron. Spears tagged himself in, and Allin hits a spinning attack on MJF. Spears with the Ushigoroshi, followed by a running Death Valley driver on Allin for the win at 13-15. We can give Shawn Spears the win. Let's make this one a wild brawl. Let's have this kind of work the crowd. Nice. Good match with 6 guys getting a chance to show off what they could do. I liked the story of Spears and MJF not getting along, yet they were on the winning side, so it worked out. Spears winning the match makes sense because he's likely to face Cody at All Out. There was a shot of Shad Khan, who is the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. His son Tony is running the company, but it's Shad's money. A video package aired about Brandy Rhodes. It was about how Brandy had doubts about her wrestling career, but now she's motivated. comma, and do that. Oh, that's fine. So we have Brandy against Ali next, in which Brandy wins. Brandy is with Awesome Kong. Awesome Kong is a heel, face heel, it wouldn't really make sense. Brandy's character was a bit odd during all of this. Because she'd be like managing Cody and being like, oh yeah, I really care about him. But then be in some like heel faction with Awesome Kong and like Dr. Luther. So we could have Brandy, who it seems isn't a wrestler. Roster, Brandy. Oh, she's a wrestler. Can I take that? Nice. So where would she be at? Is she unknown? No, well known. Star? Mage star? No. So I close that and now start a match. Brandy, yep, occasional wrestler. Add a match. 1v1. Brandy. Oh, she's recognisable, nice. She can take on, I guess, heel, male, or female, sorry. Exclude already booked. She can take on. She does win, so it's not too bad. Penelope Ford. I just want someone that can wrestle. This match goes on for 11 minutes. Brandy gone inside cradle. Ali slapped on the Dragon Sleeper. Kong went to the apron. The referee was distracted by it and Brandy tapped, but the ref never saw it. Brandy with an eye gouge followed by a bionic spear Brandy with an eye gouge followed by the bionic spear by Brandy for the win. They call it the bionic spear because Brandy had collarbone surgery early in her career. It was a cheap win by Brandy because she won thanks to help from Kong. I thought Ali performed very well, their offense looked good. Brandy doesn't seem to have much experience and had no match this year going into this, so she seemed off. They got enough time to tell a story, but the match wasn't interesting. Fair. Brandy wins. We can make it a tainted win. Post-match, Brandy and Kong celebrated. Brandy gave Ali to Kong to do a move, but the legendary Adja Kong walked down the ring to face off with the two ladies. The women had a stare down, but the referees showed up to break it up. Did Kong against Adja Kong happen at All Out? It seems no. Were they both in the Battle Royale? No. Awesome Kong vs Adja Kong. It's really heartbreaking how AEW teased. Because of injuries and scheduling. We can do it all out. Storyline. All Joshi wrestling. I suppose we can do storyline at AEW. King Kong. Treasure, Brandy, and Awesome. Not Walter, though that would slap. Amazing. Has Kong left? Kong retired. No. Yeah, is it because she's already in the storyline? Maybe. Don't know why it's working this time, alright. Asher and Brandy. AEW King Kong. So add an angle. Post-match, Brandy and Kong celebrated. Brandy gave Kong to do a move, but the legendary Azure Kong walked to the ring in a face-off between the two Kong ladies. The women had a stare down, but the referees showed up to break it up. Nice. So if we have Brandy, Azure, and Awesome. Happy with that. The Dark Order tag team of Evil Uno and Stu Grayson enter the ring, with some dudes in masks known as Creepers who went to the back. They were the unknown guys that showed up at Double or Nothing in the Canadian tag teams that were called Super Smash Bros. This is their first AEW match. Jack Evans and Angelico were the next tag team to enter. This is their second match because they lost to Best Friends at Double or Nothing. The tag team of Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy entered alongside Marco Stunt. They got the best reaction of the three. So we could create Jurassic Express. Faction, yeah. So Jungle Boy, member. Marco, member. Lucha, member. There we go. I like that one, then for backdrop. Sure. We can just do that. Add stable. Nice. So next up we have a 6-way tag team or 3-way three-way tag team? Yeah. We have Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy against the Dark Order and the Hybrid 2, who aren't a team. So it's Jack Evans and who did we do last time? Jack Evans, match history. Bloody hell, he's been going mad. AEW Double or Nothing, Jack Evans and Jimmy Jacobs. That would have been a good team. It's Jack Evans with heel men. No one really jumps out at me. Jack Evans and Robbie Eagles could be a team. How long did this go on for? 15 minutes. So this is the match to advance to All Out for the opportunity at first round bye in the tag team tournament. So if we do tag team, we have Lucha and Jungle Boy. Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, I guess, can be in this. And is Jack Evans already in? He's not. Let's do add worker. Ooh. Add worker. There we go. Jack Evans supporting and Robbie Eagles. Nice. 15 minutes. Yeah, sorry, I was just checking the other stuff. Who wins? The Dark Order wins. Let's stick Stu Grayson over. Nice. Uno with a chop block to the knee of Luchasaurus. Rising knee by Grayson on Boy. And he tossed Jungle Boy onto Luchasaurus in the corner. Grayson hit a 450 splash on Jungle Boy, while Uno hit a cannonball on Luchasaurus against the turnbuckle. Uno held Boy in his back. Grayson went off the top and hit a blockbuster-like move that they called a fatality. Then Uno pinned Jungle Boy for the win at 15-15. Good action from the moment the bell rang, with Dark Order getting the big win. I was really impressed by Luchasaurus when he got the hot tag, even though he wasn't in the match for long. He did a great job while the crowd was strongly behind him. Jungle Boy did well too. Angelico and Evans are great athletes, but they didn't get to show off much in this match. I didn't know much about Dark Order going into this, but they had some incredible tag team maneuvers. After the match, the announcers put over Dark Order for the big win, while GI noted that Jungle Boy may have been the MVP of the match. We then get a video package about Adam Page. And Kip Sabian entered the ring as a cocky heel to not much reaction. Adam Page got a big pop along with Pyro, and will face Chris Jericho All Out, with the winner becoming AEW World Champion. Video package about Adam Page. 3 minutes should do, so I should do Adam Page. Oh, it's Hangman, isn't he? We could do Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. Nice. We then get Adam Page against Kip Sabian. Sabian got back into it with a dragon screw leg whip on the left knee of Page against the middle rope. Sabian with a springboard attack Sorry, I started checking email. Springboard attack into a Hurricane Rana for the 2. They went into a pinfall exchange. Page put Sabin on his back and dropped him with the Deadeye Slam for the win at 19:03. That feels like too long for this match. A solid match with Page as the obvious winner. Everyone watching knew Page was going to win since it's going into the title match, so there wasn't much to be excited about. Sabin put up a fight, but a lot of it was filling time until they went home with an exciting final few minutes. Sabin should have worked the left leg more. The match dragged on for too long. There. Timu, how are you? How are you? How are you? I hope you are well. So we have cheap viewers on steamboo.com. That's what I need. So let's have Hangman Page. We can stick him against... I don't know, I probably could have more of a match with PCO. No, let's do Kip Sabian. Just because he does kind of stick around and he could maybe do with the pop just from being on the show. Jesus, he has no pop here, does he? What's his... He works at Defiant. I thought it was Defy. So if we do it all years, he has generally been wrestling. He also wrestled in Honolulu with the Fella Twins. Yeah, we'll stick him in the match. It can just be 12 minutes though. Kip Sabian getting the... with Hangman getting the quick win. This win by Page means he was 3-0 in his AEW career. After the match, a masked man, that was one of the Creepers, was in the ring. The masked guy hit Page with a clothesline with punches, while the announcers wondered who it was. There was another clothesline by the masked man, followed by a code breaker. The masked man revealed it was Chris Jericho. Referees went into the ring to try and stop Jericho, but he hit Page with a Judas effect. The elbow by Jericho cut Page's head open above the eye. Fans chanted, "Thank you, Jericho," and Jericho gave them the double middle fingers. Fair. The masked man hit a code breaker and revealed themselves to be Chris Jericho, who hit a Judas effect. Just added my small... Yeah! I appreciate all these little... Oh, nice. I'm glad you have a day off from everything. I always appreciate these little updates to your mod every time you manage to pop in. The masked man hit a code breaker and revealed themselves for Chris Jericho, who hit a Judas effect. As a final blow. All. It's really struggling to spell blow there. Masked man, there, third ring. And revealed themselves as Y2J. Yeah, okay. It's kind of hard to come up with good names for these. The original tag team I just added: Atoa and Mana Save. Samoan Wrecking Crew. It works. I feel like Samoan Wrecking Crew can work as like any tag team name. I can believe those names reading them aloud. Chris Jericho and Hangman. The SoCal Uncensored group entered of Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky. They did their usual worst time I've ever been in promo, while Daniels mentioned the Jaguars colours. Yeah, we can put that as an angle. SCU did their usual worst time I've ever been in promo. So we just do Frankie, Scorpio, and Chris Daniels. Nice. I guess they can do it on Penta. Well, Penta's the one wrestling, yes. And Bandito. Nice. I assume Ray Fenix is still injured. As well as the other Jackson. Yeah, Fenix is out for another 181 days. At least Matt Jackson should be back soon enough. I did a lot of work for the UK scene over the weekend. I think I've come up with the fun stuff. The UK has some traditional British grappling. And with them, I like that. I was just playing WWF or WWWF in the 1970s. I'm just running a save off from streaming or anything, where I booked the AWA and the WWWF. I thought of doing JCP too, but that feels like too much, especially with the amount of house shows. And it was fun seeing the Fed. I can't keep saying WWWF. It was fun booking the Fed with them having minis. One big cartoony company, some out-of-date super sports-like companies, one fresher sports entertainment company, and an underground challenger. I like that. That feels realistic, because I feel like you've got... what was it? Was it ASW? And yeah, you might as well. I always appreciate little British shooty wrestling. So we have SCU. This one is Kaz and Scorpio. Not nice. Against, we'll have to do the Mexa Brothers. For a match that goes on 15 minutes. I think we could do 14 of this one steal the show. I love me some good British shoot style wrestling. Oh. Lucha Bros get back into it with Fenix doing a rope walk into a stomp on the back of Kaz, and Pentagon hit a Canadian Destroyer on Sky for a 2 count. Pentagon held up Sky for a package pile driver, and Fenix jumped off the top with a double foot stomp, and Pentagon drove Sky to the mat. Perfect timing on the move. Pentagon covered Sky for the win at 15-10. I appreciate you trying to use all of the products, because I feel like, especially with real world wrestling, everything kind of follows trends. Like, everything's either punch kicky, like the Attitude Era, or obviously more recently we went through a phase of like real wrestling. I couldn't tell you what phase wrestling's in now, but I like a mod that kind of gives me a little bit of everything. And obviously we had the Territory era, where everything was kind of like wrestling is real and bloody. So it'd be fun to see a mod that uses all of them, that isn't exactly just trends of the world. Post-match, the Lucha Brothers brought a ladder into the ring and hit Daniels. They hit Kazarian with a ladder as well. Pentagon and Fenix set the ring up in the ladder. The fans chanted Sierra Medo, which is the Lucha Brothers chant, which means no fear. Pentagon spoke in Spanish, and then he said they are the best tag team on the planet. He called out the Young Bucks. Fenix said there should be a ladder match between the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers at All Out. Nice. Post-match Lucha Brothers brought a ladder in the ring. and attacked SCU. They challenged the Bucks to a match at All Out. Do a ladder match at All Out. I'm not sure who I'm going to do since at All Out both like Adam Page is wrestling, Kenny Omega's wrestling, Cody's wrestling. We'll figure something out. We'll figure a partner out for him. So Penta, Bandito, the Mexa brothers. Christopher Daniels, Frankie, Scorpio, and then Matt Jackson off screen, and Nick Jackson off screen. I might do Kota Ibushi with one of the Bucks. There you go. That fits everything. Perfect. What's up next? Shima made his entrance to a solid reaction. The announcers note he was a 22-year veteran and never wrestled Kenny Omega before. Omega got the loudest crowd reaction so far. It's a cool light display for his entrance. His entrance in New Japan was cooler. The announcers note he was looking for his first singles win in AEW because he lost his only singles match to Chris Jericho and then got a win in a 6-man tag. Who did we do instead of... Oh, we did Jeff Cobb, so it's Jeff Cobb against Kenny Omega. Which, I don't know if these two have ever had a match. Cobb versus Omega. Oh, they have absolutely had a match. A few matches by the looks of it, to be honest. Nice. So how long did this match go on for? 22 minutes. With Kenny Omega going over. And that's all that needs to happen. We don't need to do too much in this match. Shima with a roundhouse kick, Omega with a forearm. Shima came back with a drop kick, and when Shima tried to run the ropes, he collapsed to sell the left knee. Omega with a V-trigger knee and a double underhook Tiger Driver 98, only for a 2 count. Shima hooked the arms for a 2 count. Omega with a V-trigger knee followed by a one-winged angel for the win, 22-30. Post-match, the referees checked on both guys and give them bottles of water. It was Kenny's first single win. The fans give them a well-deserved round of applause. I'm really looking forward to Omega against Mox at All Out. Perfect. Cool. Chris Jericho's in the ring, saying he was looking at the blood of Hangman Page on his hands right now. Jericho said they were in Jacksonville, Jackoffville, and that pissed the crowd off, so they booed him a lot. Jericho said a thank you doesn't mean anything because he's going to beat up everyone here in AEW, starting with Hangman. Jericho says if he wasn't there, none of them would be here because you'd be on the street recycling bottles to make money. Jericho said that the company started because of him, and the TV deal in October is because of him. Jericho said of course he beat Omega at Double or Nothing. While he said he watched the Battle Royale, he wondered if the winner would be the guy with no legs, Joey Janela with a cigarette stapled to his head, or others. Jericho said that Hangman got the win, and he put him over as one of the hottest products in AEW. Jericho says when he beats Hangman, it'll be another notch in his belt. He said if he loses to Hangman, it'll be beginning at the end of AEW, and the beginning end of his illustrious career. Jericho says I have to beat Hangman repeatedly. Jericho says that's why he attacked him and left him in a pool of his own blood. Jericho says he's going to prove it all out, that he is going to become AEW champion. He said all the people in Jackoffville wouldn't be here without him. He's going to prove that Hangman is nothing more than a little bitch. Page ran out for a brawl with Jericho and the fight was broken up by referees. Fun little promo. Jericho did do a lot to kind of bring the company together. Jericho says a thank you, doesn't mean anything because he's going to beat up everyone nearest out of Hangman. Jericho says he's going to beat up everyone in AEW, starting with Hangman. Chris Jericho, cut promo, Hangman, I guess character development. Nice. The announced team talked about the main event. The video package airs to set up Young Bucks against Dustin and Cody. The duo of Matt and Nick Jackson were first to a good reaction, as some Bucks, aka Money, was shot into the air during their entrance. Dustin was up first for his team with the phrase "One Last Ride" featured prominently for the 50-year-old who had a tremendous match against Cody at Double or Nothing. Cody was up last without his wife Brandy. As I've mentioned, Cody can use the Rhodes name if he wants, but he chooses to just go by Cody. Dustin and Cody hugged before the match. Nice. Video package airs to set up Young Bucks vs Dustin and Cody. Let's do Matt Jackson. I guess we're doing Kota. Dustin and Cody. So if we had a match, 2v2, who do we have? Chris Jericho, Cody, Pac. Matt Jackson really all the way down here? Dustin. I guess we have to do Kota and Cody. So this match goes on half an hour. This match. 31:25 to be precise, actually. Who wins? Young Bucks. Cody shook hands with Nick to start the match. It was announced they have passed the 30-minute mark. Dustin helped Cody back up to his feet and the Young Bucks did the Rhodes uppercut punch and the Rhodes hit super kicks. The Young Bucks hit a double super kick on the Rhodes boys and then Nick hit a crossroads on Cody with Matt covering for two. Nick up to the top rope and he jumped onto Dustin on the floor, although it was really Nick's hands that connected. Matt picked up Cody and Nick jumped off the top rope for a Meltzer driver in 31:25. Matt was selling his left arm injury while he pinned his buddy Cody. It was a good match, especially in the last 10 minutes. I think they made a mistake going 30. It didn't need to go that long. We know Cody and the Young Bucks are helping run the show, so they can go as long as they want, but I think timing is important. Dustin was impressive again. As the oldest guy in the match, he showed that he could keep up with the younger guys. There was good psychology, with Matt selling the left shoulder for most of the match. The Young Bucks getting the win was the right move, since they are a full tag team that are going into the tag team division in AEW, so they should get that win. Maybe we should make this 25 then. The Young Bucks means they are 3-0 in AEW so far. Cody is 1-1-1 and Dustin is 0-2. After the match was over, Cody was selling the finish in a big way. Nick didn't want his hand raised by the ref. Let's take Nick Jackson over. Storytelling. Oh, who's the staff? Cody. Nice, I thought we were going to complain. Matt Jackson said they had fun at the expense of the Rhodes brothers, but it was all in the spirit of competition. Matt said he didn't want much of the other product, so he didn't really see it, but Dustin and Cody are one of the best tag teams they've ever been in the ring with. There was 150,000 check donated to the Victims Advisory Council in Jacksonville. Cody says they wants to help people affected by gun violence. Kenny thanks the fans for coming out. Matt whispered something in Kenny's ear. That was a happy way to end the show with a giant check donation in Jacksonville. The money is going to people that really need it. Oh, that's what the show was all about. It was a smart move by AEW to run a charity show as their third event. Well, I'll put that little promo at the end. Who do we have? Do we have Matt Jackson? We don't have Nick before I do this. Oh, we do. No, we have Nick Jackson. Boop. Nick says that he didn't watch much of the other products, so he didn't really see. But Dustin and Cody are one of the best tag teams I've ever been with. Nice. Kota, character development. Cody and Dustin. Perfect. Nice little fight for the Fallen. If we just add a team of... we do Nick Jackson and Kota, the Golden Bucks. Put that as a unit. Omega Driver, whatever. Add team. Perfect. Let's run this show, I think. In a bout which had subpar wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat, Sunny Kiss defeated Peter Avalon in 4:46 by pinfall with a sunny side up. Great name. In a pre-show bout which had terrible wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat, Allison and Nakajima defeated Baker and Riho when Allison pinned Britt Baker. That's it done. In terms of in-ring work, Riho was head and shoulders with everyone else, that's fair. Nakajima debuted a 1.47 meter big kaiju gimmick and it's great. Baby Allison and Nakajima were rusty. So we get the AEW Fight for the Fallen opening. In a decent wild brawl, MJF, Guevara and Spears defeated Janela, Darby and Jacobs when Spears submitted Joey Janela with a sharpshooter. A video package aired about Brandy Rhodes. Brandy had doubts about her wrestling career, but now she's motivated. And in a bout which didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling, Brandy defeated Ford in 10:56 after blatantly cheating. Post-match, Brandy and Kong celebrated. Brandy gave Ford to Kong to do a move, but the legendary Adja Kong walked to the ring for a face-off between the two Kong ladies. In a bout that had decent wrestling but little heat, the Dark Order defeated Jurassic Express and Evans and Eagles when Stu pinned Jungle Boy with a Tamden pile driver. Thankfully, Eagles and Jack Evans had decent chemistry together. Video packager Adam Page, and with decent wrestling but little heat, Page defeated Sabin in 12:05 with a buckshot lariat. After the match, a masked man that was one of the Creepers was in the ring. The masked man hit a code breaker and revealed themselves to be Chris Jericho, who hit a Judas effect for the final blow. SCU did their worst town I've been in promo, with Daniels mentioning the Jaguars colours. And in a bout which had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, the Mexa Brothers defeated SCU when Penta pinned Kazarian with a fear factor. Solid. Bandido was off his game, but I understand. Post-match, the Mexa Brothers brought a ladder into the ring and attacked SCU. They challenged the Bucks to a ladder match all out. Great wrestling and good heat. Omega defeated Cobb in 22-22 with a cross-legged Fisherman's Buster. Very happy with that one. Jericho says a thank you doesn't mean anything, because he's going to beat up everyone in AEW, starting with Paige. Paige ran out to the ring to brawl with Jericho, but the fight was broken up by referees. We then get a video package to set up the Bucks against Dustin and Cody. And in a good match, the Golden Bucks defeated the Brotherhood in 22:48 when Nick... Oh, my Windows security did not detect any viruses. The Golden Bucks defeated the Brotherhood when Nick Jackson pinned Dustin with an Omega Driver. Nick says he didn't watch the other product, so he doesn't really see it. But Dustin and Cody are one of the best tag teams they've ever been in the ring with to end the show. 34, happy with that. We can praise Nick Jackson, obviously, told that they're awesome. Kenny Omega, given a hug, and I'd like to thank Kota for stepping up. I'd like to thank Kota for stepping up. Nick was seen pleased, Kenny Omega was pleased, Kota seemed pleased. Financially, didn't make the most amount of money. We never do on these kind of smaller shows. We are rapidly approaching the last match for ODB. What are your thoughts on her? I'm sure she'll bow out in style. People are calling Fight for the Fallen a success. What's your view? It was a huge success, the roster should be very proud. You recently made a new signing, Nakajima. What plans have you for her? We've got huge plans for her, so expect her to be featured heavily. Word is Trent Barretta is extremely happy with life in AEW. Are you proud of your man management? Careful man manager is a vital skill when you're head booker. Sean Spears was off his game tonight. How disappointed are you in his inconsistency? I have faith he'll become more consistent. Chris Jericho's happy. I work hard to create an atmosphere. Nice. I had no idea Effie's last name was Gibbs. What time is it? 10:30. We could probably do the other show. Actually, I might have to put some pasta on while we're simming to the next one. Though I suppose I can always cut that out when we take this to YouTube. I'm waiting for an email back about a job, but because they sent me a thing that I need to fill out, it just leads me to Google, which seems quite worrying. Nice. Ooh, what wrestling couple have split? Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch have split. And now Cody's got a new catchphrase. Fight for the Falling is excellent. Oh, Shingo promoted. Shingo. What's he up to? Justin DDT. Is this before he made his way to Nuge? Kenny Omega thinks Kip Sabian is a star in the making. We can extend Shazza McKenzie on a handshake per show for the next 3 years. Like Kelly's contract is ending once again. Happy with a handshake per show, no ironclad, 3 years. All depends if WWE want to get it. Where's Jushin gone? Oh, fuck's sake. Did we use him as a road agent without knowing it? Love it when it does that. Evilise, what are you currently on? Written. Again, we just put you on a handshake. 3 years should do. You've been popping up in like Ring of Honor. Same with Ariel Monroe. Let's get you an exclusive written for 1 year. Nice. Delete. Shingo, we can bring in. Yeah. Handshake, per show. No ironclad. For 1 year. Nice. Everything seems fine. If I check availability again for the show, nothing seems like a problem. So let's advance to the end of the month and then see what's happening from there. It'll probably stop because we'll have to sign contract stuff, but I'm going to quickly put some pasta on. Nice. Right, so here we are. Tim Storm has left the NWA through his retirement. Alright, what's going on? We don't need to sign Hiromu. Penta, Fennec's gone, Mike Drastic's gone. Yeah, I understand Hiromu signed an exclusive. The head booking position of New Japan UK, or New Japan, NXT UK. And BZW, Banger Zone Wrestling, in Belgium. By Fabio Constantino. Fair. I don't know what Banger Zone Wrestling's. I guess that's just to kind of advance the... it looks like no one's unavailable, so we can just go. Advance the European scene of wrestling. No one gets the night off. Let's keep it in the southeast. Nice. Use broadcasters. Once again, let's have this on Fight. Oh, no. Use this broadcaster. Use selection. Yes. Booking team, we don't have to do anything. Locker room incidents. AJ Styles is requested to hang out. And he's unemployed. What's your rival offer? Oh, yeah. Better offer from a preferred company. Ah. What is the better offer? What if I just offer you a written per month for a year? There we go. Yeah, we can have AJ Styles, sure, come on in. Daniels has taken Austin Gunn under his wing. Excalibur tried to bring in Justin Roberts for some team building, but just annoyed him. DDP ran some drills. Cody ran some drills. Brian Cage organised a poker tournament. Excalibur set up a pancake station. Nice. So who's absent? No one. Perfect. Why is John Moxley out injured? How have I just noticed this? Broken arm! When's he next? Is he resting it all out? No. That's fine. We should have enough time. Nice. So Angle, AEW, Cross, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Fight Forever. Opening. So if we do a hype, pre-taped video, 3 minutes. Just get all the major stars in. Nice. So main event. What we gonna do? We can do Chris Jericho taking on... Jericho can take on Ibushi, methinks. That's fine. Should that be the main event? Who do we have? Jericho against Tanahashi. But there's 20 minutes, stick Jericho over, make it storytelling. Nice. Who else did we get? Jimmy Jacobs. Will Ospreay, yeah. Will Ospreay can take on heel, male. Will Ospreay. What if we did like a triple threat of Will Ospreay, Henta, and Flamita? 14 minutes. Let's break Osprey over with the loser being Flamita and have this match steal the show. Nice. We can do a 2v2 of women. Let's have Riho and Shida taking on heels. Let's do Mercedes Martinez and Evilise. And we can stick Shida. In fact, stick Riho over Evilise. Hopefully keep you strong, Evilise. Nice. Not a problem. 2v2. Who do we have? Let's have Hiromu and Kota taking on... Should we do Santana and Ortiz? I think that's a good little match. 13 minutes, stick Kota over, because we do with him getting a win. What if we keep you strong, Ortiz? Nice. Let me put that here. And then, I imagine we got... Jushin Liger and then... Oh, Jay White. Jay White can... I'd say beat Cody, but... I don't think Cody would allow it. Let's find out. He did! Oh shit, yeah, let's stick Jay White over Cody. 20 minutes. And then we can also do... Who did we have? Shingo. Shingo can take on Kenny Omega, with Omega winning. Nice. Yeah, that matches the storytelling. Do we need anything else booking analysis wise? Wild Brawl. This one could probably be the Wild Brawl. Nice. Jericho talks about beating Tanahashi once, and now he's going to do it again. So Chris Jericho, he can be cutting a promo on Hangman, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Jon Moxley. Nice. After the match, Mox heads out and hits the Dirty Deeds on Jericho before squaring up to Tanahashi. John, Chris, and Hiroshi. Cody and Jay White shakes hands. Shake hands. Cody says whenever White is done in Japan, he's welcome. He's more than well. He's welcome to become All Elite. Cody, Dustin, Brandy, Jay White. Nice. We can put that here. Video on the history of New Japan Pro Wrestling and the Elite. Just make this a hype pre-taped video of 3 minutes. Jericho, Mox, Cody, Kenny. Roshi, Ospreay. Who else do we have? Shingo, Hiromu, and Jay White. Nice. Angle. Davina Rose makes her debut in the crowd of. Makes her debut in the crowd. Yeah, that's fine. That's all that really needs to happen. We can put that here. Osprey. So the Osprey shakes hands with Flamita. And then Penta, who hits him with a Canadian Destroyer. Nice. So that sets up next week's or tomorrow's show, which will just be Will Ospreay against Penta. Not Penelope Ford. Penta, and did we do Flamita? Nice. Book. Put that here, and that looks good to me. Jay White, Hiromu, and Shingo used too much. That's fine. 83%, so we're not penalised. Nice. So we got the AEW Cross New Japan Fight Forever opening. This is night 1. In about which had decent wrestling, but little heat. Riho and Shida defeated Martinez and Ivelisse when Riho pinned Ivelisse with a jumping knee attack. We see Davina Rose, formerly known as Bayley, in the crowd. In about which had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Ospreay defeated Penta and Flamita when Will Ospreay pinned Flamita with the Stormbreaker. Ospreay shakes hands with Flamita and then Penta, who hits a Canadian Destroyer. In a decent match, Omega defeated Shingo in 1845 by pinfall with a V-trigger. This match did wildly well. We got video on the history of New Japan and the Elite. And in a wild brawl that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Hiromu and Kota defeated Angel Ortiz and Mike Santana when Ibushi pinned Santana with a Phoenix Splash. Chris Jericho talks about beating Tanahashi once, and now he's going to do it again. About which had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Well, not a now he's going to do it again. Tonight he's going to beat him again. Jay White defeated Cody in 1956 by pinfall with a Blade Runner. Cody and Jay White shake hands. Cody says whenever White is done in Japan, he's welcome to become All Elite. And then, in a bout which had great heat and decent reaction from the crowd, great heat and decent wrestling, Jericho defeated Tanahashi in 2032 by pinfall with a Judas effect. After the match, Mox heads out and hits the Dirty Deeds on Jericho before squaring up to Tanahashi. Nice. 34. Address the locker room. Chris Jericho, Kenny, and Cody. I've got to give them all props. Jericho seemed pleased, Kenny Omega was happy, and Cody seemed pleased. Financially, did very well. Popularity, just trying to get that pop-up elsewhere. It would be nice if we had somewhere in Japan, but media scrum. Jay White felt massively overused. I have no regrets, he's a great talent. How do you intend to use Shingo? We have huge plans for him. Ugh. How do you intend to use... same again, huge plans. Lots of people weren't happy with that. I don't know if you've noticed, but you don't have a single big star under the age of 30. I aim to bring and develop a whole generation of fresh young talent. I have no regrets, Shingo's a great talent. Scorpio Sky is coming to the end of his deal, TCM extension. It would be an enormous blow to lose him. Nice. So with that said, thank you Timu for coming out. I'm gonna have to quickly run because I'm drastic behind on life. Need to get out. Stay safe. Maybe have another one this afternoon. Look after yourselves. It's always more wrestling. So.